Hey, what's up, gang? Crafty Squirrel is up in the corn again. And have you checked out the maps at Cornucopias.io? I know you can do the little wrist thingy, right, when you're running around in the game. But if you haven't done it through the website, let me go ahead and share it and let's check it out. So, first thing you do, Cornucopias.io. Let's go ahead and get rid of my squirrely self. So the first thing you do is click on Explore, and you can see a whole bunch of these other menus, but let's not worry about that. Bam, let's go down to the map. This default loads Solus. You have the filter here, so these are all the different areas that you can go to. You will have a favorites that you can click on. You see I don't have any at the moment, so let's add some. We're staying in Solus 1, bam, let's expand. And what is handy about this is you have a search bar, so you can use the ID, address, or district. Or you can just click a property. Millfield. All right. But you can see, let's go to just the whole district. So let's type in Deep Lakes. Bam. It's like, what am I looking at, Zillow? This is crazy. 559 listings. You can scroll through them and you can see the various plot sizes, where they are, what their number is. And what you want to start doing is actually finding these properties, looking at them, being like, man, all right, this is a dope spot. I have one of these large NFTs already. Let's go ahead and favorite it. Bam, just like that. Now it's added. And I love all the listings here. Let's go a small plot. Gives you the plot information. You can copy or share the link to this plot. Gives you the ID number. It's pretty sweet. So then, going back to, let's pop open the filter. Look at that. Crafty has 3 favorites at the moment. So yeah, it's as easy as that, gang. Just go onto the cornucopias.io, hit the maps under Explore. You got the search bar, or you can just click on the property you like in the map, or you can click on what shows up here, depending on what you type in the search bar. Let's do it. Man, that's what I'm talking about. We had to start this Moonday loading up a clip. Let me get my face back on here. And then we'll take this off. Blank. Yeah. All right. So this is a little different this Moonday, and I think it's funny. You saw with the intro, it's Moondays, Mondays at noon, and now that I've made that, I'm probably going to change it to Friday, Saturday, or Sunday evening, because that's going to be more convenient in Crafty Squirrel's current state of the world and life. So let me know what you guys think. What days or evenings work better for you if you're around? Shout out to Frog and Toad. Let's blow this up. No, not that. I meant me. Anyway, I have a DVD, Frog and Toad, and Ichabod and the Headless Horseman. This is a cartoon from like 1949. The animation is amazing. Animation. Good stuff. But I watch it every October. So I love this stupid shirt is what I'm getting at. Has nothing to do with cornucopias. But anyway, let's keep going. What I'm going to do is basically show you another few clips. One being the new expansion in Cornucopias with the latest release of the build. And then I'm also going to show you an actual clip from the last episode of Copy Cafe. What was that? Episode 134. I'm going to show you a couple minutes of that, basically where they are going into the apartment complexes, and then they also go into the basic apartment, the free apartment that everyone who is playing the game is going to get. So I'll be quiet. Maybe you'll see me typing and stuff. But before I do all that, man, have you seen the new intro? Let's just play it.
Hey everyone, welcome to Copy Cafe.
Man, that's what I'm saying. That's freaking awesome. So what you saw in that intro basically is a current state of the game. So the shooting range is there. All those graphics are the most recent updated for Cornucopias with the last patch and download, whatever you call it. So it's pretty sweet. And I actually have another clip of me just going through the new edition that's a part of that. So we're going to load that up in a second. And we may also go into the land grab clarity document. I don't want to get too deep into the weeds on that, but I may open that up and go down a little bit so you get a little more of an idea of what's going to happen when it's actually time to do that land grab. We'll see about that. But I do want to mention the upcoming sale that's a part of that. They're going to be having the premium apartments, which is why I'm also showing you a little bit of the clip from the Kopi Cafe, because you want to see what you're going to be getting. The free ones, and then also you're going to be seeing the area where all the other premium apartments are going to be. So the premium ones, you're going to be able to, you're going to drop. It's basically going to be a drop. You'll get a various rarity, and you'll go from there. But the other thing that's going down with this is you're going to be able to get a free Superverse weapon. All right. So if you get into this upcoming sale, which I don't have the most recent date or when it's going to go live, but basically if you get into it, you can download that Superverse weapon, and that will give you access into Cornucopias. So you can play the game and it won't cost you anything. You won't even have to spend the little $10 Game Pass that you get, which is pretty sweet already to have an access Game Pass for $10. You can just, try it out. But that's pretty exciting, guys. I mean, it's cool to have a weapon. You're going to want a weapon anyway, because you will see in the clip, you got to practice. And you're going to be fighting monsters at some point and defending your land. So, Crafty's all pumped about that. But anyway, let me go ahead and play the next little clip, right? I'm just going to show you a little bit of what's new in Cornucopias. So check it out. What's up, what's up? Good morning, Cornucopias. Craftwork in the house. Let's go ahead and share the screen and you can see what I'm doing. Check it. This is part of the new build. So, if you see the start, you can see the racetrack over there. You can see the red track. You can see the winner's spot down there. And if you look on this side, here's some new additions, this whole area. Straight down there is what you really want, gang. That's the shooting range. Oh, what? I don't have any more weapons. Quick tip. Got the controller? Hit the X button. Have just the keyboard? Hit the R4. Reload. But yo, that's where you're going to get your practice. But let's go ahead and take a shortcut. Because if you go to the main entrance, you will see the handy dandy map that they give you to show you this whole new area. You see my man Seven's new get up there with the speakers looking nice. I have the settings and stuff on low, but what's dope about his music is the closer you get to it, the more you hear it. Oops, ran out of juice, but check it, right at the range. I found that you want to, if you just line up the small dot first, then go into shooting, it's easier than trying to have it locked in and shoot. Could be just me. It could be. Anyway, you'll find there's multiple levels on the range where you can stand and shoot at these targets. Going over here, this has all been added. Here's the regular stairs if you don't have a jetpack like good old Craftwork does. But let's see how we get to there from here. You can basically see that if you keep going straight this way, you're heading towards Rumble Ball, right? And there's new upgrades going on with that. The ball's bigger and so on. But you can also see this is the same spot you go to get down with the races. Speaking of which, looks like somebody's about to start. Yep. So yeah, there it is quickly, guys. You freaking bam. Run this way. I'm not going to play right now. Let's go to the new place. A little bit quicker when I do the old jetpack move. As soon as you get here, you got the new map. It shows you everything that's down there. The other thing that's important really is you have a weapon, but you ain't got no ammo. You got to fix that. This is where you go. Go right up here. Bam. And then you see what you have for a weapon. In this case, the M9S from the Tiger, or Tiger M9S Red. And you can see the type of ammunition it takes. 43 by 23. All right. So where is that on the menu? Because the sales are active. Right there. Buy it. Shows up right in your inventory. So as long as it's in your inventory, you can reload. So now you've got your ammo. You're going to go this way. You're going to check out the shooting range. And that's where we came from, right? I haven't fully explored. What's this elevator do? Let's check it out. Kopi Cafe, you know it. Delicious crisps. Oh yeah, I've got one of them javelins myself. Oh, there you are, boom, back to the start. So you can see. What up, Seven? You have this whole new area, and then this is also how you get to the glimpse of Esperanza. I was going to say Solace because I've been saying that forever. But check it. Yeah, this is where you go. Again, shows you where you are on the map. And this gives you an idea of what all the land in Esperanza is going to look like. Oops, fell off. Fell off the map, Crafty. Come on, man. Come on. Before we go in there, here's the new joint. I love how it updates and shows you the areas that you're walking into. So cool that eventually the majority of these items are going to be interactive. Like you're going to be able to use them, like the few things that are open right now. But anyway, back to the new glimpse, right? Whoa, Esperanza, let's do it. Come on, man. Crafty's hungry now. I need something. Oh, that's actually just merch. You can't eat that. Hey, I happen to have a squirrel mug. That's dope. Doesn't look like it's interactive yet. Maybe because this is just a glimpse. Alright, so anyway, this is the entrance. I'll let you guys do all of the real exploring. But this is coming soon. And a couple of details about the land drop. Go exploring. Use the favorites, drop your markers, figure out the land you want to get. Check out the market because some of the property is pretty cheap. Check out the red racetrack. That's dope. And, the apartment sales coming soon. Everybody gets a free apartment just like the two trees in a hammock back in the day. So you're going to get a free one no matter what, but the premium sale is coming up soon. And Crafty's going to get at least one. And that's where people are going to spawn into the game, and that's also where a lot of the community events and stuff are going to be. That's where your homies are at, so check it out, right? And then, use your land in any way you want to, right? You can have one, here's my fishing spot, here's my mining lumber spot. I think those three are going to be the main three that start the game. But we are getting so close. I'm waiting for that announcement, yo. But there you go. And I'm gonna cut it, and I'll check you guys soon. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Make sure I'm unmuted here. But so much going on, man. These graphics are ridiculous. But piggybacking off of the last thing I was saying in there, the land grab. Just real quickly, here's the document, which if you're in the Discord, you can get a copy of this yourself and really go into the nuts and bolts of it. Let me, there. I just wanted to blow it up a little bit. No, I don't think I like it like that either. Doesn't let me scroll down. You'll get to blow it up and make it huge. But looking at the document, it's basically land grab clarity for the upcoming land grab. And so the main thing is you need to have all of the land in the wallet that you have linked to the game. So if you don't have that right now, you need to move those NFTs to the wallet that's connected, because that's the only way you're going to be able to reserve your spot when it comes to actually claim time. So double check by going to your assets in the player account. And then link to your assets and see what you actually have. And again, like I played you earlier, start using that favorites on the website as well. It's so easy, guys. It's so easy to have it like that. And then there's going to be more functionality that's going to become available once it goes live. Just like they're saying here. So I'm really not going to get into all of the different, hey, if you've got this mythic, you can put it in multiple spots, and then it's the first come who actually selects it, that frees up that land, so now you can try to go claim another place. And basically the way I understand it is you can try to throw down multiple claims to give you a better chance of getting some of this land. And basically, once that single land A has been resolved and the person got it, then you get freed up to bid somewhere else, which is why you can bid in multiple places and stuff like that. I'm not too worried about it. I have like 10, 11 properties, which I think is pretty cool for crafty. The main thing for me, the way I understand it, is the sequence of how they're going to be dropping it. I think it's going to start with the small lands first. And you can see down here the actual event schedule, right? So it looks like all of the smalls are going to go first. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But the way this reads is it looks like they're going to do all the small properties first. So that's completely dropped. Then they'll move on to the medium. And granted, each time it's going to, start with mythic and go down for each of the small properties. And then the same thing with the medium. It's going to start, but the last plots that are going to be claimed are actually the copious plots. So that's kind of cool for any of the players, especially if you have like a small budget. Say you can get a legendary small, but you can't get a legendary anything else. You're going to be one of the first people to claim some property. I think that's pretty cool. And I do have 2 legendaries, and that's like my best land. I don't have any copious or anything like that. I have one of each size except for copious. I have all the way up to large, even though it's just a common. I'm cool with it. I just want to be able to put buildings on it and continue to play the game because this game is friggin' amazing. So anyway, I just wanted to cover a little bit about that. Like I said, you can have the if you're a part of the Discord, you can see that there's a link under the announcements. You can just pop open this Google document and read it for as long as you would like to. But enough of that. I forgot to put my face back on. There I am. Yeah, so I probably didn't really clarify that land grab clarity, but the point for me is I think it's going to go all the smalls, mediums, large, and so on. So it's going to be pretty cool to see where your land is if you happen to have small properties. So sweet, let's check in. Let's see where we are, about 25 minutes. I want to make sure we cover that. I think what we'll do is actually play a clip of the Kopi Cafe when they start going into the apartment complex and start talking about the basic apartment and stuff. So let's make sure that's shared. Let me try to blow that up. And I think I'll just make me disappear and mute myself again. I know it's rough. This is just going to be a couple minutes, and you're going to see they're going into the reserve where all the apartments and stuff are going to be. They're going to walk through, and then later you're going to see all of the apartment A or unit A versions, which is pretty cool. That's the free one that everybody gets. So check it out.
We're actually inside of the hub city, which is actually quite enormous. It's much bigger than Toledo. Lots of spaces for apartments and stores and things like that are going into here. But what is the reserve at Solus? And it's, as we can see here, it's proudly presented by Skyland Real Estate Community. You guys have probably seen Skyland Real Estate before. In Toledo City, but that's a major company inside the game that deals with real estate and locations of apartments and whose apartment belongs to who, that sort of thing. So on the left over here, you're actually going to see layouts of all the different apartment sizes in a couple different styles that actually come with the base kit of the game. So to the right here is actually Skyline Real Estate. In the future, I'm just going to run over here really quick. It's just kind of a work in progress area, but this is the area where you're actually going to go in and claim your apartments and purchase new ones. But you have your in-game currency earned versions, and you have your premium versions that are bought on their website. So regardless of which one you're going to come to a central unit here and actually choose that in the future. The back row of desks here kind of look like a DMV, so it's a little bit concerning. So.
All right, we're going to skip ahead a little bit and go into the basic apartment. So it's right around, I think right around here. Yeah, check it.
Basic A. So basic really isn't going to have any more layouts besides just 1,000 by 1,000 centimeters, or it's, each floor here that's 100 square foot. Well, that's saying it's 100 square meters total. So we're going to head into this one and just take a look. Some of you have probably seen a little bit of this one from a recent trailer.
A little vintage stereo kit over here. Very nice.
Yep. Kind of a what you call green aesthetic. That's what Catherine referred to it as, is green aesthetic. But you have this really nice naturey feel. There is the classic 2 trees and a hammock, as I think I saw Jupiter point out first in the community. So kind of a throwback nowadays. Let's talk a little bit about what you're getting with an apartment. So you're not getting everything that you see here. You're getting an empty shell. And that empty shell is for something for you to work on and progress as a player and build it up as you see fit, according to your own style, according to utility needs that you might have in the game. So you look at this one. This one's kind of like a green aesthetic. There will be some hygiene things in the future, so that might be why you see a shower and other things going on. What we're actually doing with the building system is we're kind of treating it like real life. You can actually go to furniture stores or direct purchase things, or you can use crafted goods to decorate your apartment. And it's built into a building system that is actually more like a level builder. So we're more putting the power of game development, sort of environment art, into players' hands. And this is also the same system that operates the land plots as well as custom domes. That's all being developed in parallel. So every little thing that you see, we have a mathematical formula for the exact sizes for everything. Everything can snap together. If you'd like to place anything on the counter anywhere you would like it to be, you can absolutely do that. So unlike many other games building systems, you are going to be able to go to extreme detail with this one and get things exactly as you would want them to be.
Love it.
Any questions?
I noticed that you mentioned the utility in the game, so you can work your way up, you can progress with what you could do in your apartment according to some use cases within the game. Do you have an example of one of those?
Yeah, certainly. So that's kind of like multifaceted. It's anything you can do. So if you went and worked in the mines and you got some ore and you got some pay dirt, you took it to a processor, you got some actual stuff you can use for crafting out of it. You could go 2 directions there. You could turn that into a crafted good and then sell it on the marketplace in game, or you could probably just sell the direct materials that you have. It just depends on how far you want to go with it. You can get funds from various ways in game over time, but they all go into your account, and then you can actually use those to make purchases. And one of them might be, decorating up your apartment, or even buying important utility items like trunks for storing inventory, or buying a weapon rack so you can display your weapons. So it's really, really open-ended, and just kind of depends on how the player wants to get there.
I love it. I also noticed an espresso machine over here. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, the goal is to make a lot of appliances completely usable in the future. And, you can actually get food out of those items and actually use those to buff up your gameplay.
Okay. Should we keep going?
Yeah, I let that run long just so you could get the all the details. Let's make sure I'm still on here. So yeah, I let that go long just so I could let you guys hear all the details going into the apartments. Man, there was so much meat in Kopi Cafe with that, as well as this Moonday with crafting. So hopefully you'll come back and check it out. We've got a couple more things to look at too. I'm going to try to show the. I took a little clip of me actually walking through the working mine and to give you guys an idea of how to get there. So we're going to try to do that and see if I can actually share the screen and hopefully you'll be able to actually hear the audio, because sometimes I'll load up and for whatever reason the audio doesn't play. If it doesn't, oh well. The main thing is to look at, you see the ore processor on every single one of them, right? But you want to look for other structures beside it, and that kind of lets you know this is active, in addition to the door not being boarded up, right? So, all right guys, check this out. Let's do it. All right, check it out. Let me go ahead and remix this a little bit. So we're in Solus 1. I showed you on the map where basically you're right around the center. So start traveling, whether you are using your jetpack or just taking a long walk or run. But anyway, here's what you're looking at when you go into the cave. You know, they all have the ore processing unit, but you start to see other buildings and you know you're gonna score, right? Instead of seeing the boarded up entrance, you're going to see the actual entrance. So once you do, why don't you go on inside? Oh yeah, to the elevator. We must go down. So let's do it. Yeah, check this out, man. We got some pickaxes, we got some mining equipment starting to happen. I can't wait till this is live. Oh, I can't miss it. All right, I made it. Let's see where this bad boy goes, y'all. Man, yeah. This is a little bit of traveling we're doing. Hope nobody's claustrophobic. Crafty squirrel, you better get your ass out that elevator. You know the deal. All right, let's check out some signs and the scenery. You dig it? Yeah, and really the next thing what you want to do is try to figure out where the main entrance is. So let's do that right now. Who there it is? Let's go. All right, gang. Crafty Squirrel isn't going to do all the work for you. You know, I showed you the spot, so get to Solus 1, do the exploring. These caves in the mines are massive. So check the signs out and don't get lost. Yeah, so there it is, guys. For just to review what we've covered today, because a lot of times I'm just doing the stream so you guys can check it out later. You know, it's usually rolling on Twitch or anytime you have it on YouTube or even the Twitter, whatever. A lot of good meat in today's episode. You know, we had the intro on how to favorite and look up land on Cornucopias.io. So if you didn't see that, I recommend going back to do it. Let me go ahead and take this off. You know, I get stuck in the overlay, and when they say overlay, it overlays everything. Let's go ahead and stop sharing that. What do we got nice to look at for a second? Some weapons. Sweet. But yeah, back to what I was talking about. Man, I distract myself at the end of the stream, whatever. We covered looking at the land on the website, which is super easy to do. You know, we did a couple of scenes so you can see me rolling around. So you checked out where you can get to the shooting range, the armory where you can get bullets for the weapons that you have, if you have any. You can see there's multiple levels of the actual target range. There's also an entrance into battling right near there. So, you know, we did quite a bit. You can see the other little additions like the Esperanza, a little sneak peek there, as well as the newest addition as far as vending. Sweetness. Yeah, and then, you know, so it's basically you checked out what's going on right now. That's all what you can play live in the game. And remember also that the sale is going to come soon, and if you can get that Super Soaker weapon, which doesn't cost you anything, you can get into the game and you can start playing the game. So, yeah, that's pretty sweet. You want to get into the game, how about just get the free weapon when it comes out? Sounds pretty easy to me. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. I appreciate you guys hanging out, and you know, with all the meat that was in this video, you know, let people know, especially if they're going to benefit from anything, because I know it's difficult when you're first getting into cornucopias. It's like mind numbing. You know, you have nowhere, you don't know where you're going, which is what's so nice about the community. Just reach out and anybody's going to help you. Anybody's here is going to walk you around, and that's the purpose of this video. Here's 3 different solid things that you're going to want to be able to do. So check this video out and you can do it. But I also recommend going into the Discord and talking to your fellow cornucopians. But that's it for craft work. I think I've covered it all. I'll probably actually be like, man, you missed something as soon as I shut it down. But I will check in with you guys later. And I got to figure out, I'm probably going to move it to Friday, Saturday, or Sunday evening and start doing a consistent stream at that point. So I have to update my fancy little video. Until then, next time, gang, have a good one.